Darren, you got away with the win. It seems like there could be a few incidents that have gathered the attention of the match referee after the match, though.
Could be. I have to wait and see what they come up with. Again, until we get the official word, and then we'll deal with it from there. But obviously, I think Davey said he's been fined 50%, so we'll deal with that and move on. Obviously, it's not an ideal scenario, but we've got to just make sure we're playing the cricket we want to play without crossing the line.
Are you concerned, Darren, about a possible change of the interpretation of the rules this close to the World Cup? And I guess does it put your slightly, not aggressive strategy, but your match strategy at odds with the rules now?
No. If the ICC decide it's not in the spirit of the game, or we cross the line, then they'll come down on us. We all know that, so we've just got to make sure we're always going to teeter pretty close to it. That's the way we play, but we've just got to make sure we don't cross it.
If you potentially need to rein it in slightly in light of this latest ruling?
Well, David's an aggressive character, and we support that. It's just making sure he does the right things on the ground, and he knows that anyway better than most, so we'll work with him with that.
In your opinion, how much further would they be allowed to go before they actually cross that line that you're talking about?
Well, I don't think they'll be able to go too much further if they've been reported from last night. So we've just got to be obviously really mindful of the game of cricket. It's an important entertainment spectacle for people around the world. So we'll make sure we play hard and fair, but don't cross the line.
Do you expect George Bailey to get a suspension for the overrun?
You've got good questions today, haven't you? Look, it depends. Once we hear from the ICC, we'll make some decisions there, but we've got a couple of days to work out what we do from here to Hobart on Friday.
But is it a strange situation that if he is suspended, that it's advantageous for you that the decks are cleared ahead of the World Cup for him?
Yeah, it is a bit advantageous, I suppose. But the big thing for me is not bowling our overs.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you've got 3.5 hours. It took us 3 hours 56, I reckon, last night. We bowled too many wides and we were too slow in between overs, and we've got to get better at that.
But can you do that with only giving 2 overs to a spinner, get through in 3.5 hours?
Yeah, you can. Considering when you bowl 15 overs a test match, basically, an hour, you should be able to get through the 3.5 hours, no drama. So we were slow, and we spoke about it last night, getting better at that.
Given that that's happened a few times now in both tests and one days, is that something you actually speak to the players about and are quite conscious of?
Yeah, I spoke to them quite firmly last night. We don't want that happening. We want to get our overs and play an up-tempo game and to make sure we're entertaining the people that are coming to watch in the right time frame.
How did you put that to the players, Darren? What was your message? You said it was quite firm. What was it along the lines of what you said?
I've probably used different language than that, but it was all good.
What did you make of Jonathan Agne's explanation that through his comments he said he was speaking to a non-cricket publication, and that sort of justified what he said about bringing Philip Hughes into the sledging debate?
Yeah, I'm not going to dignify Jonathan Agne's answers.
Just back to our earlier discussion, just one more from me. Is it a case perhaps of sitting down with the ICC and clarifying the rules before the World Cup?
Oh, they'll sit down with all the teams as a group. They always do that in every tournament, especially obviously World Cups, and we'll get pretty good clarification what can and can't happen.
You see Mitchell Starc bowl so well, and where do you think his improvements come from in recent times?
Well, he's taken the lead of the opening bowler, strike bowler, in Mitchell's absence. So I've been really pleased. He swung the white ball. The white ball swung a bit more than the red ball, to be perfectly honest, but he bowled really well in Sydney and then has backed that up in the first 2 games. So really pleased for him. He's got pace and swing and got some early wickets for us.
Are you still looking at Mitchell Marsh coming in at some point later in the series?
Hopefully so, yeah. He's actually going to play grade cricket on Saturday in Sydney. They had a ballot for him. I don't know who won the ballot. Do you know who won the ballot, Lucas? So he's going to play some grade cricket. Just an easier lead-in, I suppose, than anything else, just to make sure. But, he's close.
Did you catch any of AB de Villiers' innings last night?
No, but spectacular. You only needed about 5 minutes to watch it, didn't you? Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's fantastic. I'm certainly going to watch it, though, because you love seeing those things happen, hopefully not against us.
Can you believe it's got to a stage where a player can make a century that quickly?
No, well, yes, I can believe it, because the way they play now, they play all around the wicket and play so many different shots that, and they hit the ball out of the ground. So it's certainly going to happen, and probably happen more regularly.
Is bowling not keeping up with batting developments, or do you think it's the bases are loaded against the bowlers at the moment?
A bit of everything, I reckon. I reckon batters are knowing what the bowlers are doing, getting quite predictable, and maybe it's a time for bowlers to change up a little bit. But it's certainly good to watch. not if you're a bowler, obviously, but the speed of the game is quickened up, as you've seen big totals in, I think it was 240 or 250 in 2020 the other day, and they got beaten. So that says to me the game's got quicker and faster.